I couldn't be more thrilled or more proud to be bringing this video to you guys, introducing the Tower Hobbies ASW 28. This is a 2-meter wingspan glider with a folding prop. It is a 4S capable airplane, and I hope sincerely that it warms some of your all's hearts watching this as much as it has warmed mine to just see the little arrow or house with the circle around it. Tower Hobbies is coming back. They've still existed, but their line of unique products has kind of dwindled down, and now we finally see something new back with Tower Hobbies, and it is very exciting. I hope this does well. The ASW 28, guys, it has the very awesome wing tips as would be expected. Those do clip on and off with the little sliding tab mechanism. Optional, so you can take those off and probably have it be a little bit more aerobatic. This entire canopy, while we're looking at the front of the plane, does just pop right off. I do like that Tower went with an EC3 plug, so our EC3 or IC3 smart batteries will fit very nicely. The last ASW 28 I think we had on the channel was 7 years ago. Abby and I watched that video together last night to reminisce. We don't do that very often, and we were just kids just throwing videos out on YouTube. It was really funny to watch it, but they had a banana plug in there, so we haven't seen those in years. And I love the ASW 28 traditional massive vertical stabilizer in the back with a fairly large rudder. To be honest, that control surface is fairly big, but what really makes this plane, this glider, stand out from any other glider is that elevated horizontal stabilizer or elevator control surface back here. I love that it sits on top of the rudder. It just has the perfect traditional ASW 28 glider look, and yes, we do have one single wheel on the bottom. It's a very nice dense foam, and it should hold up really well. We have skid plates all over protecting our servos, so if the wingtip does come down, and it will when you land, you've got a nice skid plate there to protect it. Flaps, okay? It's a great looking airplane. Those flaps run what looks like to be 2/3 of the wing, and then ailerons there on the final third of the wing. And I'm really excited to put this in the air. Because of the size of this being 2 meters, I did have to take off one wing for transportation, but you see that aluminum, I think it's aluminum, it's probably not steel, but the metal rod for the wing tube. And I love the fact that the wing just plugs into the fuselage. You do not have to mess with servo wires. You know me with hand launches, I hate them. So stalling, getting a little nervous, getting a little anxious, but we gotta fly, so let's go.
Whoo-wee! All right, work the kinks out. I think he's got it. Good, all right, it's in the air. Hand launches make me about as nervous as they make him.
That was great, that was really good. It could have been smoother hand launch, but it's flying perfect. I almost need no trim, look at this. Oh, ASW 28 by Tower Hobbies, yes! 2 meter, need like a little touch of aileron trim. Now this is a 4S 2200 milliamp battery. In the instructions it says if you were under power the whole time you'd have a 4-minute flight. So we'll test the battery at the end of this flight and see where it's at. I don't have telemetry set up on this receiver, but I could do that. At least I don't think I do. I'll look when I get on the ground. I might have trimmed that up too much to the right. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. Amazing that Tower Hobbies is back in the new plane game. I am so in love with this. It pieced together really, really well. I enjoyed the process, nothing difficult. It felt very similar to an e-flite plane. Oh, it just looks amazing. We are, now it says a 4-minute flight under power, but a glider like this, the goal is to get like a half hour, 45-minute flight on a little 2200 milliamp battery. It's all about efficiency, but because this is YouTube, I'm trying to keep it, you know, low and close to the camera. So here's full flaps. I don't have elevator mixed in, and that's really nice. I'm not pushing down elevator or anything. Not having to adjust for that. Look at this. I'm gonna give a little throttle. Stall. Still getting used to it. Now what everybody wants to know, out of that, we're gonna climb it. Full throttle, here we go.
Wow.
Yes, this is capable of flying to the moon. And then 0 throttle. The ESC brake is on by default with the Spectrum setup I'm using, and the ESC it's already in there. The electronics are Tower Hobbies electronics. They are not Spectrum. So that's probably going to keep costs down a little bit. If this were an e-flite plane, I'm guessing the cost would be maybe $60, $80 more because of those electronics. So actually, because of that, I know we don't have telemetry. Although the receiver's capable of limited telemetry, even when you are just using other branded electronics. So I'll check when we're on the ground. I just can't remember what receiver I put in there. It's the only extra one I had. So look at this, nose in the wind, half flaps, got a little climb there because of the speed. The nose is in the wind. I can feel the wind, I can feel the kiting. We don't have a strong breeze today, like 3 miles an hour.
Enough to make it cold.
Enough to make it, it's cold, yes, it's very cold. So power out of that. Had a little breeze over that hill over there. And enough to affect it at 0 throttle, so I had to give it a little power. Guys, we're going to test a couple things on this. I know people might not love doing loops on it or anything like that, but we're going to try a loop. The roll rate feels good, so we might even try a roll on this. Enough aileron authority, but right now we're just going to go for a loop. So trying to keep it fairly easy. We don't want to go nuts. Oh, that's great though. This is a very capable airplane to do loops. That was really nice. 4S power is fantastic. And Abby, let's try it. Let's see what the roll rate looks like. Oh yeah, we can do rolls on this. That's good. That's good. It's not a stunt plane.
Do you have to do elevator input on that roll?
Let's see. I'll tell you one more time. Let's try it. That's just straight aileron.
Wow.
So if I do give a little bit of elevator, it helps smoothen it up some. And let's go in for a nice, fast 0 throttle dive here. Always love how gliders sound as they whoosh by with 0 throttle. And let's give you guys a pass with power. Now this won't be full throttle, but we're gonna go for about half throttle. Could do a show pass and full throttle into a climb. And let's see if we have any rudder. Nah, not really, but a little. We can do some rudder maneuvers if we want. Sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't film that well at all.
That's okay.
But it sounded good.
Do you want to get another one of those so people can hear it and see it swoosh by? Yeah, rudder authority's there. It helps on the banking turns to smooth it up some. So let's go. Listen, everyone. Abby and I love doing these passes. Now, a true test of that strange elevator setup is going to be an inverted flight. Can it maintain upside down? So the safe way to get into a glider inverted flight would be a loop, and then instead of rolling out of it, just see if you can maintain. Because if your roll rate's a little slow on gliders, so if you try to roll into inverted flight, at least when you're learning, you can really get into trouble there because you might not be able to roll out of it in time. But if you can just climb into a loop and you don't like the inverted feel, you can just pull out of the loop and maintain flight. Those red wingtips just look so good. And by the way, I'm giving maybe 15 to 20% up elevator to maintain this, so not much. It's doing well inverted. I'm really happy with this. We're going to try an outside loop when we get over here, which is why I'm still up a little bit. Let's go. How much roll am I going to have to? It doesn't love that outside loop, so. And then Abby, we got to do it. Will it snap?
Oh, you're gonna.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
The ASW 28.
Will it snap? No.
So, but you know what we are going to do is a nice Cuban 8 out here. I think we can handle it. Yeah, there's enough roll rate to pull off a Cuban 8. And guys, it says a 4-minute flight under power, but you know what? We need to check some stall tendencies. I'm just wondering how much juice we'll have left after this flight, but I'll tell you what, this is a fantastic Maiden. Oh my goodness. Oh, ASW 28, but more importantly, Tower Hobbies. It's amazing. We'll have it linked in the description box below for those of you that are just drooling as much as I am happy. I've been nothing but smiles this whole flight. Okay, so let's do 0 throttle stall tendencies after I get out of this. Can you see pulsing, or is that just weird? Okay, 0 throttle right here. We're high enough for YouTube's sake. We could fly much higher. If this weren't for YouTube, we're gonna up trim just a hair, right aileron trim a hair, up trim still just a hair. Still needs trimmed up a little bit. This is 0 throttle, guys, giving very minimal aileron input just so you can see kind of stall tendencies. It's gliding really well. It's a very cold day. We have no thermals. We have very little wind to help us stay in the air, and I'm not using flaps right now, but look at this. And I'm going to try to just maintain. I'm not going to dive into this. I'm just trying to maintain here. This glides extremely well, as good as it looks. And I'm powering up because I don't want to stall on this bank here. So that was under power, about 5 minutes of flight. With, you know, I mean, I don't know how long we've been in the air. Abby, you can tell me.
Almost 8.
8 minutes. So I've glided under 0 throttle for a total of about 3 minutes. And with power, we're looking at about 5 minutes because my transmitter keeps track of that. So I think it's time to land. And because this glides so well and has so much speed, I think I'm going to need flaps on this landing to slow it down. But I want to bring it in right to left. Okay, so we're going to bring it down, see how quickly we can get it to slow down. We might even commit to full flaps. It almost looks like a jet airliner with those servo protectors over all of the servos on the aileron. It just looks really cool. Okay, so right here we're going to go full flaps, slow it down, and before we touch down, I'll probably go to half flaps. We're going to push that nose down at 0 throttle. I'm going to try to touch down in front of us so you guys can see that one wheel in action. There's half flaps, and I definitely need some power because we're losing our airspeed. Okay, 0 throttle. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, power. Oh, I broke my prop.
Did you really?
I am so embarrassed by that. It's because I gave it power, trying to get it closer for a touchdown in front of us, and I just snapped my prop on landing. Oh. I'm a little embarrassed that I did that, honestly. It shouldn't have happened. And I think that if it weren't so cold out, it's like 30 degrees today, well, actually like 27 Fahrenheit. I don't think that plastic would have broken. If that was a warm day, it probably would have just scuffed the prop and not snapped it. It broke though. I mean, what happened was I came in, I could have just landed where I was, but I wanted to get it closer to the camera. I like to land as close to the camera as possible so you guys can see it in detail and come in for a nice smooth landing. And I powered on close enough for that to just nick the runway, and it snapped. That's a very, very easy repair. They'll probably just sell the spinner, the whole thing together. I'm thinking that's usually how they are. But if not, 2 screws just to replace both of those prop halves, and I'll be back in the air. Otherwise, there's no damage at all. I just gave it power when it was basically on the ground. Tail's tucked between my legs right now.
Happens to the best of them.
It does, but it's just annoying because that was such a great Maiden. I wanted to fly it again. Now I can't till I get a new prop.
I know, we brought the drone for me to chase it.
We were going to, but see, that's why it's annoying. So otherwise, that was really awesome. That's a 2-meter airplane. Oh my goodness. And it's a great plane. If this were any brand airplane, I'd say, woo, you know, good airplane. But I'm 10 times more excited because of this right here, you guys. And so I'm thinking if this is a success and people support it, we might see more planes from Tower Hobbies. I love that. It's fantastic. Now, the newcomers in the hobby, you might not even be aware of Tower Hobbies because you're new in the hobby. The last thing we did with the Tower Hobbies plane on the channel was probably a good 5 years ago, right? It's been a while.
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, the ASW28 was 7 years ago,
Yeah.
And it was, you know, smaller, completely different airplane. But that is crazy. This will be linked in the description box below for the size of airplane and everything you're getting. This fantastically well-rounded glider that's a little bit sporty. It's an amazing price. I love Tower for their prices. And the good thing about gliders like this is that you don't have to have, and I don't have, safe setup. They're so docile and big and easy to see, and it's very true. The bigger the plane, the easier it is to fly. So if you want to try a big airplane, I don't think you're going to find a 2-meter airplane much cheaper than this.
Nate's 6'4".
I'm 6'4", so it's over 6
The hat
foot.
probably adds about 2 inches.
Maybe 1. That's amazing though. And so, like I said, it's linked below. Using that link helps to support our channel and our family at no extra cost to you. And occasionally you might catch this on sale even through our link. So when Tower runs their random sales, you can click our link, use their coupon codes maybe save a few bucks, but they probably won't put this on sale for a while because it's brand new. Guys, this was fun, and I am so grateful for today. This beautiful blue skies and very calm winds, really, for middle of the winter like this, and for that, I thank God. I also want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters for supporting everything we do. Your direct support means the absolute world to us. Going into 2023, if you value family-friendly content, especially in the RC world, and you don't want to see that go away or slow down, please consider supporting us. It'd be a great time to sign up. I've got a couple open slots for the top tier Patreon support. We can text about video games, we can text about airplanes, whatever you want to talk about. And that is, a couple slots are open on that now, so that would be great to see someone sign up. It might be a good time, Abby, to link our 7-year-old video of the other ASW 28. If you guys can get past Babyface Nate and us being goofy and not really knowing what we're doing but still having fun, it was really fun when we sat there and watched that together. And here's the crazy thing. That airplane at the time 7 years ago was $90. You really should check out what money can buy. $90 7 years ago. It's kind of insane, and it makes me feel really old. That video is popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.